Welcome to More Based Off, where reactions are based on facts, commentary is based on experience, and every opinion is rooted in real talk. If you enjoy honest conversations, hit like, subscribe, and let's get into it.
Welcome to the place where the truth comes first. Breaking down the headlines, separating facts from the worst. No fear, no bias, no agenda to hide. Just real conversations from the other side. Hollywood lights, street stories, what's really going on? We ask the tough questions long after the hype is gone. Different.
What is up? What is up, Hollywood besties? This is Alan Thompson with More Based Off. Well, as you guys know, I just dropped a video about kind of where the spicy content started with the homeless lady in the park. And while I was recording that video, my phone gets a notification and I see Atlanta Street Interviews live. So my first thought was like, okay, wait, is this another channel? Like just talking about Atlanta Street Interviews? And then I realized, no, this is Atlanta Street Interviews going live. So as you know in that video, I let you guys know at the beginning that Marcus is live, and we're gonna have some stuff to talk about. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. So of course I shot over there to watch it, and what is his famous words? It was a nothing burger. It was a lot going on, but it was interesting to say the least. So it started out, and he was showing a yearbook, and he was with his family, and yeah, and he's showing a yearbook, and they're just kind of having family time or whatnot, and I'm just kind of like, okay, so this is what this live is. Are we just gonna kind of have an inside look of him hanging out with his family? I was just kind of like, okay, this is interesting, because again, you know, from the person that always wants people to keep, his and see, I'm even being careful about the way I word things, because really, to me, it's like, why are you showing your family? But he always says, keep his children's name out of people's mouths and don't talk about his kids. But it's like, but then you go live and you put them on the camera, so. And most of the time when I would see that, to be honest, I would never watch any of his lives, because I'm like, we don't watch your channel to watch your personal life, but again, he's the one that's always putting it out there. So then he does go on and they leave, and they're in his Jeep. And so I'm thinking like, okay, so he's just doing a live. He's not going to address these, what's going on. But of course, Marcus being Marcus, he talks a lot. So of course he didn't address it. He just started kind of talking about everything that's going on, and just kind of just going around it, really not addressing it head on. So my first thought was, what kind of lawyer does he have? Because the first thing a lawyer is going to tell you to do, first of all, when you hire a criminal defense lawyer, they're going to tell you to shut up. Like, they're going to tell you, don't say nothing. Like, I got this from here. And if anything, the lawyer will release a statement, and, or whatnot, a media statement, and like you could post something like that. But other than that, any lawyer is going to tell you, shut up. Don't say anything that can incriminate you. Just, don't say anything. So he went on to talk about him not knowing. And, you guys should know me well enough to know that I would never do anything like that. It's just a thing of, I didn't know, and I was lied to, and, and all of that. And the first thing I thought of when he said that was when Troy's World did a live about it, and Troy's World looked up like the possible charges and whatnot, and how it said that you not knowing is not a defense in Georgia when it comes to, CP and, dealing with underage and all of that with this type of content. And that was the main thing he said throughout his whole live. well, you guys should know me well enough to know, I wouldn't do anything like that. It's just a thing where I was put in a certain situation I didn't know, and I'm just listening, and I'm like, something is not right here. Because first of all, why would you be talking about it on a live where thousands of people are watching? This is possibly, I'm assuming, going to be a case now where you're going to have to eventually go to court about it. Why would you be discussing it? Again, any good lawyer would tell you, shut up. Do not discuss the case. Don't discuss anything. He's already given like his defense, which is not a defense that you didn't know. Because again, why would you not check ID? If you have a legitimate corn company, why are you not checking these people's IDs? Even if somebody looks of age with a legitimate corn company, you check IDs regardless. Not only do you check ID, it's not about checking the ID because you know a person's age, it's because if it's a legitimate business, there's paperwork involved. There's, when they file their taxes, they have to fill out certain forms for that. So again, you're now revealing that you're running an illegal corn company, which that's a whole nother topic as well, because again, we know when you look up the laws regarding that in Georgia, that's illegal to even have that type of company in Georgia. And that's why again, that type of content is not shot in Georgia. But a whole nother topic. But again, that's the main thing he kept going on is that he didn't know, he didn't know, he didn't know. And that, people should know him well enough to know he would have never done that intentionally. And it's like, well, no, we know you well enough to know that you would have because we now have seen the pattern with you and the things that you do to people in general, not just underage, but just in general, what you do to people. So, and then he went on to say that, I just don't understand the hate, why people just hate me. And it's just kind of like, how old are we here? It's like a teenager. It's like, well, I don't understand why everybody hates me. And it's like, who said that they hated you? Now we do hate what you do and what we've seen you do, especially now with this situation. We should hate what you've done to an underage person, and again, you trying to use a defense of you didn't know and, I was lied to. That's not a defense because again, and I addressed this in the previous video, you are the adult. And honestly, that infuriates me that he's even saying it like that because it's again is blaming a victim, which she is a victim, and he's putting the blame on her. It's like, so what? She lied to you. That's what teenagers do. They lie. It's your job as an adult to verify. And again, how did you not know that that was not an adult? And people in the comments were saying that in this live, and he was talking back to the people. Well, the fact is, I didn't know. You guys can't say you would either. And everybody's like, we all knew. Like, clearly, you were the only person that didn't know. And so you just start to think, it's like, is there something wrong in his brain, in his head? Like, what do you mean you didn't know or that you couldn't tell? Like, first of all, you could tell she was young. That's for sure. So again, in any sensible adult's mind, even if you thought she possibly wasn't lying, you would want to verify. It's like, okay, no, I need to see some ID. But even still, even with the ID, again, what he's doing is illegal anyways. So, but again, it's like, how did you not know? Like, everybody knew but you. So, but, he just kept going on and on about that. And he repeated that several times in that live, that he didn't know. He also expressed, you know, taking accountability, but then it was like he would say that, he knows he just has to deal with whatever it is and he's going to have to go through whatever process it may be. And of course, all week, basically it was a very concerning thing for him. And of course, he was, off the scene because, of course, it was a stressful situation knowing that he could possibly be facing, legal matters now. And, but at the same time, it was like, he still was blaming. Okay, picking back up. But at the same time, like I was saying, he still was blaming everybody else. And that was the part for me where it was just like, I just can't wrap my brain around it because it's like, how do you not see where what you did was wrong? And why can't you admit, look, I was wrong and just deal with it at this point? At this point, like I say, you shouldn't be talking. Like, what type of lawyer do you have that you're talking about this at all? And then he did say he was going to post more about it on Now Back to the Content. But then he did go on to say, but first I need to talk to my lawyer to make sure I should say if I can say anything more about it, because he said he's going to release certain phone calls and go further into like what these the young people did. I guess the young lady, and then along with Ola, and then the other young lady. I guess they he said he's going to release more about actually what went down, what was done. But I'm like, dude, hello, this is legal stuff at this point. I mean, clearly, I hope if you have a lawyer, they would tell you not to do it. But I mean, of course, for our purposes, of course, do it. Like, yeah, we want to watch, we want to see what you got to say or whatever you want to put out there. But I just can't believe he's this. I don't know if it's naive, if he's stupid, if but it's like, what's really going on? What is really going on? It's unbelievable. Like, I just figured if he was going to resurface, it would be like, okay, just he would start posting again, like nothing ever happened. I mean, that's the smartest thing to do at this point. If you are lawyered up, and this is going to go on to a legal trial, it's like it would be best to shut up, like just shut up at this point. But I just found it appalling that he was so arrogant still, and blaming everybody else, and kind of going back and forth with people in the comments, and something ain't right. Something is not right, and I'll just end here. He who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself shall be exalted. In the words of, well, that's from the Bible, but that's the scripture he always likes to quote. So, yeah, Marcus, you got to do better. You got to do better than that. What do y'all think? Let's talk about it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, turn on that notifications bell. We're going to be talking about a lot this week. I'm going to go live on Tuesday night so we can continue the conversation. Of course, this topic, many other topics, of course, we got to discuss. So make sure y'all show up to that live. More than likely, it'll be after Troy goes live on Tuesday night, because that's just a convenient time, because I'm on the West Coast and most of y'all are on the East Coast. And if Troy goes live, I'll go live after Troy so we can convene and discuss this amongst other topics. How about that? All right, y'all. This is Alan Thompson, more based off. But yeah, y'all, what do y'all think? This is just unbelievable. Talk to you guys soon.
Yeah. Welcome to the place.
Thanks for watching More Based Off. If you enjoyed today's video, please like, subscribe, comment, and share this video with someone who would enjoy it too. Your support helps to grow the channel. If you'd like to support the channel even further, my Cash App is on the screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.